second year student, translation and interpretation, English Italian, and scientific supervisor, Shaganin Gabriel. So my topic is English borrowings in Russian mass media. In the course of historical development, human languages have been and continue to be in constant contact with each other. Language contact is the interaction of two or more languages having some influence on the structure and vocabulary of one or many of them. The emergence of a large number of foreign words of English origin and their rapid consolidation in the Russian language are explained by the rapid changes in social and scientific life. The increase of information flows, the appearance of the Internet global computer system, the expansion of intergovernmental and international relations, the development of the world market, economy, information technologies, participation in the Olympiads, international festivals, and fashion shows. All this could not but lead to the entry of new words into the Russian language. Currently, there is an active borrowing by the Russian language of many English lexical units. Innovative technologies lead to the penetration of Anglicism into speech, where they can function in varying degrees for a long time, taking shape by means of the Russian language. The definition given by linguists Thomason and Kaufman in their pioneering work, Language Contact, Realization and Genetic Linguistics, has been very influential in the past decade and is therefore probably a good starting point. Thomason and Kaufman define borrowing as follows. Borrowing is the incorporation of foreign features into a group's native language by speakers of that language. The native language is maintained but is changed by the addition of the incorporated features. The main ways of introducing a foreign word into the language are transcription and transliteration. Transcription, which is a phonetic method, is a way of borrowing which consists of transcribing the sound of a foreign language element. Sometimes the sound form is slightly modified according to the phonetic features of the language into which the word is borrowed. In this way, the following words were borrowed from English into Russian: iPhone, notebook, sale, online, and many others. According to Russian linguist Superanska, the place of accent in borrowed word does not always depend on the source language. When mastering English words by the Russian language, the place of accent in a word changed. Let's look at a few examples. Marketing, marketing. Businesswoman, businesswoman. Bestseller, bestseller. Transliteration, which is a graphic method, is a method of borrowing where there is a letter-by-letter transfer of words written with the help of one graphic system by means of another graphic system. It is the transfer of words of one language with the letters of another language. Some examples of transliteration are Bank of London, Beatles, the capital, Capitoli, metropolitan, metropolitan. Russian linguists Pankin and Filipov believe that graphic borrowings are borrowings by one people from another of written means to create their own writing or to change and improve it. Graphic borrowings can be large or small. The main part of the alphabet or individual characters can be borrowed. Let us consider two examples. Surfing from surfing, a kind of water sport, an athlete slides on the crest of waves standing on a special board as well as such a board itself. Consulting from consulting. Implemented by specialized firms, the type of services to provide professional economic, financial, or other activities. Adaptation. A borrowed word goes through several stages on the way of adaptation, from being used in the text in its original spelling and an oral speech phonetic and grammatical form without transliteration and transcription, to the loss of unusualness for a native speaker and use on an equal footing with other dictionary units of the native language. In this case, as a rule, a foreign word is registered in the explanatory dictionary. Some examples of adaptation are fashion influencers, fashion influencer, from the English to influence, street style, jogger from English jogging, messenger, lookbook, and others. Borrowings on the way to language rooting also go through morphological, orthographical, lexical, and semantic assimilation. Morphological assimilation consists of the fact that regardless of the phonetic appearance and orthographic formulation, Anglicisms are brought under the active grammatical categories of the host language. The absolute majority of the Anglicisms fixed in Russian are nouns, verbs, and adjectives occur much less frequently and are most often formed from a borrowed noun. For example, lobby, lobировать. Another example is the lexeme celebrity, which has the following meaning: a celebrity known mainly through tabloids and in society known mainly through chronicles and the tabloids. As for the graphic assimilation, for example, in contemporary Russian advertising and mass media, it is common to write every or almost every word with a capital letter, which contradicts the spelling rules of Russian language and often of the English language as well. Writing each word with a capital letter in a coherent sentence is elementary copying of the English spelling tradition. Lexical semantic assimilation is caused by the need for naming new phenomena, the need for specialization of concepts, and they can be characterized by the following. First, borrowings are carried out when it is necessary to designate new concepts, and their assimilation occurs automatically as they take the place of lacunas in the lexicosemantic system of the language. The example is holding. Second, borrowed units are synonymous to those already in the language and used as stylistically or expressively colored doublets. For example, nyanya, babysitter. Third, anglicisms take part in word formation constructions with the participation of borrowed lexical units, differ from the traditional formation arising on the basis of our own linguistic material, because in the first case the borrowed English morpheme and the receptor language are combined. For example, business prorok. Often it is the mass media that are the direct conductors of new Anglicism as the most sensitive indicator of language changes. Today, not only traditional media, radio, television, and the printed press, but also internet publications can serve as sources of language material, since a very significant function in disseminating English vocabulary is performed by the global computer network. English has achieved the greatest influence in the Russian-speaking segment of mass media. Any events and phenomena, social, political, and economic changes are processed and reflected in the mass media. Modern mass media is the most numerous sphere of the use of Anglicism because the struggle for the viewer, listener, reader, or user forces journalists to use all possible means, one of which is borrowed vocabulary from the English language. We can say that these borrowings are necessary, even positive, because they facilitate the communication between specialists in different fields. We analyzed a number of newspapers, such as Liza, Вокруг Света, and Cosmopolitan, and found that words of English origin are most often used in the headings of articles on political and economic topics, articles about music, sport articles, and articles about science and technology. Thus, in the pages of the journal were noticed such borrowings as outfit, look, browser, talk show, goalkeeper, trend, press release, investor, rating, promotion, image, top model, futures, distributor, and others. So, in conclusion, the process of borrowing English words increases more and more every year, mainly because of the high social status of the language. There are various non-linguistic and linguistic reasons why it is English that has overwhelming influence on Russian. The remnants of colonialism, the development of internet technology, the influence of the media and the media space can be attributed to non-linguistic reasons, and linguistic reasons can be considered the simpler grammar compared to other languages, economy of linguistic means, linguistic fashion, expressiveness, and others. Currently, the use of foreign words has become a commonplace in the Russian-speaking population. We should not reject the process of borrowing because it is inevitable and it develops the language. Contacts between people lead to interaction between their languages. Borrowed vocabulary expands in all languages. This is the unity of human civilization, which embodies the collective historical experience of mankind. As a result, we can say that language is rightly called a living organism, since it is constantly evolving, expanding, and changing. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. It was also an interesting topic.